Peace be upon you, and the mercy and blessings of God, my brothers and sisters, members of the Victory with Ash community, wherever you are. Welcome to this new video from our series that we continue together, step by step, so that we all benefit and prepare ourselves with awareness, discipline, and confidence for the next phase before the launch, God willing. The title of today's video is We Do Not Transfer Chaos and We Do Not Spread Distraction. This topic is very important because the strength of any community does not appear only in the number of its members, but it appears in its awareness, in its calmness, in the way it deals with news, questions, and unconfirmed information. We do not want to be a community that transfers words quickly, but we want to be a community that builds trust, protects its members from confusion, and preserves its purity and organization. And as usual, I have divided this lesson into simple and clear axes so that the idea is easy, direct, and close to everyone. So let us begin with the blessing of God. The first axis, chaos, begins with an unconfirmed word. Today, I want to talk with you about a very important topic, something that always happens to all of us, which is we never transfer chaos. Sometimes chaos does not begin from a big problem, but it begins from a simple word. That word, or it may be an unconfirmed message, for example, from an unrealistic personal analysis, or from a rumor, or from a question that is transferred in a wrong way. So, for example, someone hears something, then transfers it to another person, and the other person transfers it and adds something to it, and after hours we find that the matter has become bigger than its real size. For this reason, in this phase, God willing, it is very important that we are aware. We are not just a community waiting for the company to launch. We are a community that is preparing. And the aware community does not listen to any unclear information. That unclear information can turn into fear, severe tension, or confusion. So, not everything we hear do we transfer, and not everything we read, for example, do we share in the groups, or with others, or with friends. And not every question we have, for example, do we turn into collective anxiety. What should we do? We must have calmness. Calmness here is not weakness, but awareness. And verifying before speaking is not hesitation, but a great responsibility. Therefore, we must take our time before, for example, transferring any information that may be wrong and may be correct.
The second axis, our role is to calm, not to increase tension. In any preparation phase, it is normal that there are questions. For example, it is normal that people or users want to know the details and want to be reassured and want to understand what is happening behind the scenes. But the difference is in the way of dealing with these questions. For example, there is a person who, when he hears a question, what does he do? He increases its fear. And there is a person who, when he hears the same question, calms the matter, meaning there is a difference between them. So, the one who listens without fear calms the matter. He says, for example, let us wait a little. Let us verify the truth of this news or the truth of this question. Let us not rush. Let us wait for the correct information from its source. Is it from a trusted source or from a passing source? And here the value of the person appears inside this big community. For example, I do not want any member to feel that he is forbidden from asking. No, of course, ask as you wish. On the contrary, asking is a natural right, but the important thing is that the question does not turn into chaos, meaning big chaos, and personal anxiety does not turn into pressure on others. Therefore, we need to be a support for one another. Even I personally, for example, when some people see me always positive, but of course I need you, I need everyone, I need someone to calm me sometimes. Honestly, we all go through circumstances that we can say or call harsh circumstances. The person who has calmness helps the tense person, and the person who has understanding explains professionally. If he understands something or a certain piece of information, he explains it to others. And the person who does not know simply says, "I do not know, let us verify the truth of this news." This is the culture that we want, meaning the culture of calming, the culture of not exaggerating matters simply. The third axis, we do not transfer everything we hear. One of the most important signs of maturity inside this community is that the person is not just a transmitter of words. For example, I see the words directly, I transfer them to the group, and I transfer them to the close people or to his private circle, and so on. Therefore, not every message that reaches me do I immediately send it to another group among the groups. Not every opinion I hear do I deal with it as if it is a fact. Not every person who speaks with confidence means his words are correct. Of course, before I transfer, for example, any information, I ask myself a simple question. Is this information confirmed? Is it from a clear source and from a trusted source? Will transferring it benefit the community or increase its anxiety? For example, am I helping people with it or opening a door to chaos regarding the transfer of information? If the information is not clear, then it is better that I do not transfer it. And if we have a question, for example, we ask it calmly and respectfully. And if there is, for example, ambiguity, we wait for clarification. We wait until the official clarification is made or the confirmed information comes from trusted people. Therefore, silence sometimes is smarter than speaking, and waiting until the picture becomes clear is better than publishing anything incomplete. I mean, this is something certain. The fourth axis, correct information, is built on a clear source and a trusted source. We all know the trusted sources. So, in large communities, information has value, and if we do not respect the value of information, we will open the door to confusion simply. So, correct information does not come, for example, from "I heard someone said," or a word, for example. They said that such and such will happen, they said that the company will launch on this day, meaning tomorrow, for example, nor from "I think there is a certain possibility," or a word, for example, "Maybe this month an event will happen, there will be profits, maybe the company will launch," and so on.
Therefore, the correct official information comes from a clear source simply, or from an official clarification from people known for responsibility with full clarity. I mean, thank God we all know the reliable sources, the known sources. And here we are not talking about preventing speech at all, but about organizing the presentation of speech. There is a difference between, for example, discussing calmly before taking any procedures concerning us and spreading unconfirmed words. There is a difference between asking respectfully and creating anxiety. There is a difference between searching for the truth and distributing guesses or speculations. This happens with us, of course. We want to build a community that respects information, because the community that respects information protects itself from chaos or protects itself from all distractions. The fifth axis, the strong community protects itself from confusion or from chaos. So, the strong community is the one that knows how to deal with questions without chaos and without distraction. If unconfirmed words appear, what do? We never make them bigger. If a rumor appears, we do not spread it. If anxiety appears, we do not turn it into a collective wave in a random way. If we do not understand something, what do? We ask in a respectful and organized way. So, today we are in a phase of building culture, and this culture will accompany us in the coming phases, God willing, meaning before and after the launch of the platform, meaning victory with Ash. If we get used from now to calmness, verification, respect, and not transferring chaos and distraction, the community will be stronger when the next phase begins simply. So, my message can be simple to the global community. We must be, for example, a reason for clarity, not for confusion. To be a reason for reassurance, not for fear, meaning increasing fear or exaggerating matters that have no basis in truth. To be people who raise the level of discussion, not people who transfer any words. We are here to build a respectful, aware, and organized community. And such a community does not grow with chaos, but grows with trust, discipline, and continuous awareness in this community, God willing. So, I hope that you have benefited from this video. If you have any questions or any comments, you can simply leave a comment. For example, a special comment, perhaps it may be a question, or for example, a question that I can direct to everyone. So, the question is, how can each one of us, for example, help prevent the spread of chaos inside this community in a respectful and calm way, and prevent the spread of distractions? So, this was today's video. I hope that you have benefited with us, God willing. We will see you in other videos, and may God bless you.